What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast Drinks After Work with Shelly Nicole. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody had a great weekend. Happy Indigenous People Weekend. I know everybody went down to Miami for the carnival this weekend, even though it was a big hurricane. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. But definitely prayers to everyone in Florida who probably was affected by the hurricane. I know the news made it more, hyped it up more than what it was, made it sound so like severe that, I'm not saying that it wasn't at all, but maybe dramatized it. That's the word, right? Dramatized it, made it dramatic. But anyway, I hope you guys had a great weekend. Nonetheless, I didn't do much this weekend. I went to go get some ramen on Saturday, chilled and watched the game on Sunday, and I was talking to my god sister for like hours, just about nonsense. But I didn't do much, which isn't bad because next weekend I'm going out. I think probably to my second to last party that my friend had invited me to, so that's gonna happen on Saturday, and then then it's not really, I don't do the partying thing. I don't know, these clubs are just not the same like what they used to be, and like the party scene in general is just not really my thing that much anymore. So second to last one. So I took a poll on my Instagram on the Drinks After Work _ podcast. Make sure you guys go follow that on Instagram. I took a poll basically asking everybody what do they want to talk about, what they want to discuss, topics that I should, bring up, things that people have probably mentioned to me that I probably forgot, because people do come to me and they ask me like certain questions about things, relationships, self stuff, and I was very much so like, I didn't know. I had like a bunch of options, but so let me just pick one that you guys wanted to hear. So the one that everybody wanted to hear was, so when I say letting your friend out the friend zone, I think everybody kind of knows what I'm saying, but for those of you who don't know what I'm saying, when it comes to like getting in a relationship, starting something that could possibly last a lifetime, marriage, kids, things like that. I do feel like recently a lot of friends that I even have, but people who have come and have conversations with me, have said that a lot of friends who they've known, and I'm talking about known them for like 10 plus years, or have known them since like 20 plus years, are really starting to like express their true feelings, express how they really feel about this person, their interest in really wanting to get to know them on a deeper level outside of a friend's, or even not just on a deeper level, but just like, let's just make shit official because I know you, you know me. Why not? But then it leads me to ask these questions, right? Like, are you really interested in me? Like, are you really thinking of me outside of being just your friend, like being your wife, being your children's mother, doing the whole, relationship thing and being serious about it? Is that really what you're thinking? Or is it out of desperation because everybody knows the dating pool is shit right now? Like that's like honestly the questions that I'm thinking when I hear other women and other men say this, and even when it's happening to me. And I know for some people they'll say like, well, because that will probably be the best person for you to end up in a relationship with because they know you so well. But at the same time, are you jeopardizing just platonic friendship for love because you just want to be in love and you're just tired of dating around and dating these random guys or dating these random girls and it's not working out for you? So why not just be with someone who knows you so well? But then it can also end the friendship if it doesn't end up right. So if that's the case, then do you really want to jeopardize it? I feel like it's just like, it's like, I don't know. It honestly makes me think like, okay, is it worth possibly losing you as a friend altogether if this doesn't work out? That I think is another question that a lot of people have to ask when you're deciding if you're deciding whether or not to let this person out of the friend zone. Is it worth, if this doesn't work out, is it worth us no longer being friends? Because I don't see, if two people end up being in a relationship and they've known each other for like 20 years and it ends up not working out, I don't see it ever going back to being that friendship that it once was, because now it's like you done added extra things to it. So like, yeah, now you're intentionally going on dates. Now you're having sex. Now you're like, the conversations are a little bit more deeper than they were before, just on a friend level. So it's like, I don't know. I really wonder like what someone would actually, and make sure you guys comment and let me know your thoughts on this too. But I am going to go live with this on Wednesday, so you guys can definitely comment and share your opinions. But it's just interesting. So recently, someone actually came to me and had this conversation. It's so weird how it all just aligns, and then I end up this ends up being the popular topic to talk about. Someone actually asked me, he wanted to get his friend out of the friend zone because he's liked her forever. I think they knew each other since like they were 10. I don't know. For a long time they'd known each other. And he's very much so like, I want us to take the next step. He wants to get married. He wants to have kids. He's ready. She's ready. She's spoken to him about like, how she feels like there's nothing that's ever going to happen, that she may never get the happily ever after that she really wants, because she just doesn't see how it can happen in a dating world like the dating world that we're in now, and her having this relationship that she is desiring and that she wants. And when he told me like her requirements and everything that she wants, it's nothing unrealistic. She sounds pretty much just like me. Realistic things that realistic mindset women are thinking. And she's not asking for outrageous shit. So he's like, listen, I know I can provide this for her, and I know that if she gives me the chance, I can be that man, that husband, that father that she wants, because I can see it within myself that I am exactly who she needs, and she won't be disappointed. So I said to him, all right, cool. So here's the thing. Not playing devil's advocate, but just, think about this stuff first before you do it. I gave him the pros and the cons behind it. So like the pro behind it would be you guys end up getting married, having kids, living happily ever after, and everything works out just fine the way you expected it to work out. That is the pro behind it. Everything just turns out the right way, in the way that you're hoping that it would, and there's no issues, no problems. Right? Obviously, there'll be a little bit of drama. I mean, what relationship is not a relationship without a little bit of drama, a little bit of spice, a little saison on top of it, right? But nonetheless, you guys are together and you make it official. That's the pro, and I guess that's what everybody would want. But now, what about the cons? It doesn't work out. You find out that in a relationship, maybe she's batshit crazy. Maybe she doesn't do the things that she talks about how she's done for her exes, and she's done this and she's done that. And she's been putting up this facade forever, because I'm not going to sit here and say that only guys put up facades. No, there are girls who will act like they are the prized possessions. There's nothing that, they don't do anything wrong. A lot of delulu females that are out here. I'm not going to sit here and say it's just the guys. It's the girls too. It's a few of us too. But you find out that there are things about her that just turn you off. And now you lose not just a lover, but you lose a friend, because you no longer can speak to her in the same way that you did, because you guys have already had this, this love and this extra like spice on top of your friendship. Now you actually have a relationship. And if things go wrong, it's very hard to go back to just being friends, because you've opened up a different level to this person. And like I said, you've probably added sex to it. You've probably, obviously talked about the future and everything else. Things are a little bit deeper. Like, you're around the family a little bit more. And if you weren't before, but you're around the family a little bit more, you're, more involved in his life. You're more involved in her life. I don't see how it can go back to just being regular friends. I'm not saying that it can't happen, but I just don't see how it could happen. Another con that I had mentioned was, what if you're not sexually attracted to them in that way? Like, it's one thing to just have a conversation with your friend, like your homie, you just sitting there talking, whatever. And you see him or her get dressed and he's like, oh, you look cute, or you look beautiful, da, da, da. But then when the time comes to do the grown up, and the time comes to put it down, it's just like, I didn't think that was going to happen. I didn't think that this would be you. Like, I didn't picture this when I thought of us having sex, or if I fantasized about it, or whatever it is. It never crossed my mind that this, like, you lacked in this department. Wonder if she's not good in bed. Now what? Now what do you do? He said that's a teachable moment, that's something that you can teach someone to be better in bed, if that's something that you are, you're willing to have a conversation with. But some people get a little, feisty when it comes to that. You can't always try to help people out in the bedroom, because then they feel like they're not good enough. I feel like that just like messes up people's egos when you tell them, like, let's try this instead, or don't do this. I feel like it gets under this, especially men. I don't know, I could be wrong, but I feel like it just like messes up a man's ego when you tell him like, it was okay, it was all right. They get a little bit upset. But not saying that it doesn't probably happen with females either. But that was another con that I had said. Wonder if the sexual chemistry is not there. Another thing to think about, what if they get too comfortable? Too fast? Like, obviously you're going to get comfortable in your relationships. And when I say comfortable, you use your imagination and you go and think whatever you want. Walking around the house naked, farting around each other, or just like, going to the bathroom, having conversations while she's on the toilet, or he's on the toilet. You're just having conversations, like getting very comfortable with each other. Doing things that you would normally do while you're by yourself, you're now doing with this person. But wonder if they just do it too fast, and it's just like, oh, wait, hold on, wait a minute. Why are you so comfortable? Like, I know we're friends, and I know we're taking it to the next level, but why do you feel the need to? Not yet. Like, I'm still getting to know you on a deeper level now. So that could be something that can turn somebody off, and you may not even want to deal with them. And one that I actually think that I didn't think about this when I said this to him. I'm actually thinking about it now. So have you ever, and ladies, I'm mostly talking to you, but have you ever had has your ex ever had, I'm going to get it out. Hold on. Has your ex ever had a female friend, or a female best friend, that you felt was like just a little too damn friendly with him? Just like a little bit too much. Like, you know that was his friend, and she said he's, that's like my bro. They use that bro shit. That's my bro. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because I have male friends who I call my bros, but there's like literally no sexual no sexual tension or anything when I use that word. Like, if I call you my bro, like, you're literally my bro, and you're staying in the friend zone forever. You're not getting out of it. But that one girl that, that she was very like, he was always talking to her, very clingy to her, very like, oh yeah, me and so we just gonna go do X, Y, and Z. And then you guys break up, and then now they're together. The backlash that you are going to get, possibly, and maybe not, but possibly, from your ex. Like, oh, I thought you told me I didn't have to worry about her. So now all of a sudden y'all together. Or I thought you told me that, he was just your friend, and you guys didn't, it was nothing, and that was just your homeboy, and yada. Now y'all together. And not necessarily saying you're going to care, because that's your ex. Like, what I do now is my business, not yours. But the backlash that and even maybe not even just your ex, but just other people who would have been like, I didn't see that happening, or why would you, contemplate something with this person when, you never really thought about it before. You never said anything about it before, but now all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Like, just people making negative comments because you're moving them from just your friend to now being your possible soulmate. That can be something that a lot of people don't want to deal with either. And then there is the pet peeves. I feel like the pet peeves that, like, of what they do, like, everybody has, like, probably that one thing that their boyfriend or girlfriend does that's just like, oh, that's so irritating. But, whatever, I love you anyway. But wonder if it's like a pet peeve that you just like, I can't shake this. Like, I don't like this at all. And I'm not a fan of it. And again, I know that there are people who, outside of just being friends or having a long friendship, have in their own relationships, like, oh, I hate when my man does this, or I hate when my girl does this. But you handle it, you deal with it. It's not that big of a deal. But now, because this is something that you've never seen them do, and again, you know them how they've been for like just one way. You don't know them in this whole new space. So now you have to get familiar, and you have to be comfortable with them opening up, and them actually like really being themselves in a relationship, for you to say, okay, this is who this person is. If you get what I'm saying. So it's just like, the pet peeves could probably get under your skin, and you may not even want to deal with it, or it may turn you off so much to the point where you just like, I can't see this going no further. Now, I would mention family, but I feel like if that is like your close friend, 9 out of 10 times, or I want to say 9 out of 10, maybe 8 out of 10 times, the family has already met them or has seen them around a few times. So it's just like they already know who this person is. But if that's not the case, and your family never met them, or they never really been around your family, that could be a thing too, where the families don't blend right. And I mean, again, that's in any situation, but we're talking about just like a friendship, and it being, something so calm, cool. They come around here and there. They may come around your family, once or twice. But now this is someone who you're so interested in. Now the families have to meet, and the families have to get together. Now the families don't blend well. Or somebody in that family may not like you, vice versa. And now what was once just a good friendship without the family really knowing, or the family knowing a little bit of this person, is now an issue because, oh, I don't like when he or she does this, and I'm not a fan of X, Y. Like, it's always something, you know what I mean? Like, just something is always bothering them, or they just may not like him or her for you. I know people who are like that too. Like, I just don't like him for her. I just don't like her for him. And they don't really even have a reason. They just don't like the person. And then they'll say, okay, my spirit isn't, resting with it. And I guess that could be a thing too. But the families. And now your friendship is no longer, or can no longer be a thing, because now the families don't get along. So the crazy thing is, after I said all this to him, right, and most of it, because I don't think I mentioned one thing to him, but after I said most of this to him, he was like, okay, cool, so I'm going to do it anyway. I said, okay. He was like, but now how do I go about it, though? And I feel like you just have to go about it just like how you would with anybody else. But you would obviously like tell them like, this is a date. This is not just two homies hanging out. This is a date. Like, I'm courting you. I'm doing things differently this time. And if that was how you were before, like as a friend, you know, being very, very much so a gentleman, or being very, you know, well, I mean, in this case, being very much so a gentleman, we'll just use this situation, then it will just come secondhand to you and it will be nothing. But when he said, like, you know, how do you go about it? I'm just like, okay, well, just take her on a date and make it an actual date. Like, take her somewhere a little more fancy. And when I say fancy, I feel like people think and equate fancy with expensive. It does not have to be expensive. It can literally be a nice restaurant, but it doesn't have to have like the $5 signs next to the restaurant, because that's how expensive it is. It can be just a very nice rooftop where she'll get dressed up, you'll get dressed, and you guys just vibe out in a more romantic setting, instead of it just being something like the arcade or like indoor racetrack or, you know, something like that. But you're really showing her, or showing her for the situation, that you want to see her outside of this friend, like, and you're very intentional with this being your lover outside of your friend, if you get what I'm saying. Now, there may be a situation, and don't get nervous, girl, because if this is the case and he's trying to get out the friend zone, he might pull out all the stops. He just might pull out all the stops. And that might mean he's going to be bringing the flowers. He's going to be bringing these whatever. He's going to be, and I'm not just talking about the small little bouquet of flowers. He might be bringing out the big joints. The big dogs. He's not going to bring out the little dogs, because we don't want little puppies. We want big dogs. You feel me? So he might be putting out all the stops. He may give you a little gift. He may constantly want to take you out every weekend. I don't know. The sweet text messages may start to come in. I don't know. This is just what I'm thinking that a man would do if he really wants to get out the friend zone. Just saying. Hint, hint. Message. It's just certain things that, and I feel like as men, you guys know this. You guys know exactly who you want. You guys know who you want to give your time to. You know what will make a girl smile. A lot of you just don't want to do it. You just don't. Because either you're just really not interested, or you're scared of rejection, or some of you just don't know how to, but it's really not that hard. You go to the store, you sniff around, you smell some flowers. If you don't know which flowers to get, they have a whole bunch of different flowers you can look at online. And all you got to do is just put your card number in and send it to her house, or send it to her job, or send it wherever she may be. It's very simple. It's like easy made. What is that freaking oven that we used to have back in the day as kids? Easy bake oven. It's very simple. It's not hard. It's not scientific. But if you want to get out the friend zone, you're going to have to pull out some bigger stops. And yeah, you're going to have to do it. You might, I'm not saying, honestly, let me take that back. Because there may be some men who are just like, you know what, I'm overplaying with you. I'm over dealing with your bullshit and the, you know, I see your potential. I see your value. And I'm honoring you. And this is how I'm going to show you that what I want is serious and I'm not playing about you. And they, like I said, are going to pull out the stops. They're going to be the big dog. And honestly, I don't see the problem in it if you are attracted to them too. If you're attracted to them and you see them in that way, ladies, then go ahead. Let them do it. The cons of everything that I just mentioned is like a very slim chance, because at this point you guys have known each other for so long. So the cons, it's a very slim chance. It's something to think about. It's something I think to have a discussion about, but I don't feel like it's a big deterrent to the point where you can't let the person out of your friend zone if you're interested. Now, if you're not really interested, please don't play with the man's heart. If you're not interested, please don't play with the girl's heart if you're not interested. Like, just leave it where it's at. Don't touch it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if you really are interested, and if it's really something that you really want, you'll know exactly what to do, and you'll pursue it in that way. And I honestly think it's probably harder for the men to do it than it is for the girls to do it, because I think for us, it's just like, if we like one of our friends and we're really feeling them, I feel like we can just send a text message, or we'll just speak to them on the phone. Like, we'll call them like, hey, I really want to have a conversation with you. I really want to talk to you. I feel like men feel like they have to pull out the big stops first, like to initiate it. And again, I'm not saying don't do big dog stuff. I ain't saying not to do it. But what I'm saying is, like, to see where the person's head is at first. I feel like don't pull out the big dog stuff yet. Have the conversation first. See if she's feeling you. See where her head is when it comes to this, a possibility thing. But once you get that okay, and once you get the clear, my boy, go ahead. Do your thing. Pull out all the stops. Let there be no stop, no yield, no yellow lights, no pause, and collect 10 at this stop. Like, no. Go full out if that is honestly someone who you are just like, you know what, I'm taking you out of the friend zone and I'm keeping you out of the friend zone. But this is where I see you, and this is where I want us to go. Like, be for real. Don't be scared now. But nonetheless, you got to make sure you guys are compatible. Like, again, have the conversation with them. Don't just fly off the branch and just think that, okay, yeah, she's gonna really want me, or yeah, he's really gonna want me because of who I am, everything I got going on. They may seriously just be proud of you, of everything that you have going on and what you're accomplishing, and just, literally can only see you as just a friend. And if that's how they see you, and they tell you at the end of the day, like, you know what, I appreciate it. I think, it takes a very strong, confident person to admit these feelings, but this is how I feel, and I would rather us just stay in the friend zone. Don't take it in the wrong way, as if there's something wrong with you. Just take it as, this person wants to cherish my friendship, and they just don't see me in that light, and at least they can never say that I never tried to get us to where I see us going. But like I said, guys, on Wednesday, I will be live on my Instagram, on my personal one, Shelly, sincerely Shelly. Keep trying to get them followers up. We're doing good. We're doing pretty good. It's a little slow, but we're doing pretty good. So you guys got to make sure you share the episodes. Make sure you post them. Make sure you let your friends know. Let them add in their comments how they feel about it, and tell them to join the lives when I got the lives going up. And yeah, it'll be Wednesday, 6 p.m., the normal times that I do it. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. It is getting cold out, so make sure you guys got your fall clothes together. Enough with the shorts. It's over. It's done. Summer is gone. But I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. Whatever happened today, leave it in today. Do not bring that shit into tomorrow. I love you guys. Thank you for listening. Bye.